Well, for more on this, let's now speak to Sahar Aziz, who's a professor of law at Rutgers University and director of the Center on Security, Race and Civil Rights. She's via Skype from Newark in New Jersey. Thank you very much for your time. So we have the UN Human Rights Chief, Michelle Bachelet, calling now for an independent investigation into Jamal Khashoggi's murder. What do you think is the likelihood of international experts being involved in this investigation?
I think it's highly unlikely because Saudi Arabia is certainly not going to accept it. And I think even Turkey may not accept it, primarily because neither of them want an international team of investigators looking into this matter in a way that may cause Saudi Arabia to be exposed. Saudi Arabia has the least interest in an international investigation because I think it's becoming more and more clear that Mohammed bin Salman may, in fact, have had knowledge, if not actually ordered the extrajudicial execution. And then Turkey is concerned that its methods and means and sources may be revealed because it's becoming more clear that Turkey may have been putting the embassy under surveillance. And this may not be something that it wants the world to know.
Even the British Foreign Office is calling for a comprehensive investigation. But as you say, I mean, the Saudis aren't even going along with the current Turkish investigation right now. So it's very unlikely that they'll cooperate with the UN one. Even the Turks, as you say, are not really interested in having others look into this case. Is there any other way to have independent investigators involved? What could force both the Saudis and the Turks to have outside involvement? Is there any leverage somewhere, you think?
I think there's leverage over Saudi Arabia by the United States, although that's also unlikely for political reasons. Trump has been covering for Mohammed bin Salman, and he's trying to discount and dismiss the severity of what happened. He's given him multiple opportunities to give alternative explanations. I think Trump is also going to try to push it in the direction of allowing Saudi Arabia to hold some form of kangaroo courts where they identify some scapegoats and say there's been accountability. The Turks may not want the independent investigation also because it appears that they're using this as a negotiating point behind the scenes to see if they can get some kind of concessions with the Saudi Arabians. There's been longstanding political tensions between the two countries, and now Saudi Arabia is in a weak position, at least in terms of its public image. And Mohammed bin Salman has many enemies inside his country because of what he did to the elites in terms of detaining them and forcing them to pay penalties. But he also has many opponents, even in the West.
Sahar, even if there were to be an independent investigation led by the United Nations, would Saudi Arabia, you think, face any consequences? Would they be charges, for instance, against the Crown Prince?
Well, right now, the only thing the UN is calling for is an independent investigation. Many human rights advocates are calling for an international tribunal and some form of trial, because what happened is quite egregious. If it's true that he was dismembered, and this was premeditated, and they sent 15 assassins to Turkey to kill him, this is beyond the pale. And I don't know if the Saudis are going to cooperate, but I think that this is something that the international community should be very concerned about in terms of making sure it doesn't happen and it isn't setting a precedent, because more than 44 journalists have already been killed across the world, according to the Committee for the Protection of Journalists. So on the one hand, that means that this is actually a very serious problem globally, but it also means there are many other countries who have an interest in not holding authoritarian regimes accountable for killing their dissident journalists.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, Sahar Aziz, professor of law at Rutgers University. Thank you for your thoughts. Now,